March on to the latest from the UK now as far as the Brexit deal with the EU is concerned. EU members have agreed in principle to delay Brexit. This was a decision that was taken during a meeting that was held earlier today. The EU envoys to Brussels agreed on the need for an extension, but they will work towards actually arriving at a more definitive way forward. The EU envoys, who met for around 2 hours, had been due to discuss the length of a third delay to Brexit, but diplomats saying that they were reluctant to set a date because it could dictate the direction of political events in London. The decision will be taken via a written procedure, and the EU Council President will not convene a special EU Council meeting. The development comes as the UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson is set to push for a snap general election on Monday, amid the ongoing deadlock over getting his Brexit deal approved by the British members of Parliament. Meanwhile, the Tories are adamant on calling for an early election. They say that they are ready to go to the Parliament once again and again if opposition Labour does not agree to a snap election.
We'll bring forward a motion on Monday to have this general election, and if Labour keeps its word, then they should be backing this call for a general election. And remember, this is already the first opposition in British history that has not wanted a general election. But if they don't back that call for a general election, then we will keep bringing a motion to Parliament for a general election. We'll keep going for it because we need that election, we need to get Brexit done, and we need the British people to decide.
Johnson won the leadership of the ruling Conservative Party to become Prime Minister in a minority government by staking his career on getting Brexit through by the 31st of October. But after Parliament rejected his proposed legislative timetable on Tuesday, he will fail to do that. And Brexit was initially supposed to have taken place on the 29th of March, remember, but Johnson's predecessor, Theresa May, was forced to delay it twice as the Parliament defeated her Brexit deal by margins of between 58 to 230 votes earlier this year. And our correspondent Mia Alberti is joining us live from Brussels now. Mia, help us better understand what was discussed during that meeting that took place between the members of the European Union, and what's holding them back from actually issuing a fixed timeline or a renewed date for Brexit, because we understand that there is a delay, but we do not know the time period at this point.
Exactly. So member states have agreed to grant an extension, but that is not new. We have heard before from Donald Tusk, the European Council President, that he would be recommending member states to approve this extension. So this is not something new. What's holding them back is the decision on how long this extension should be. And we are seeing a division within member states. We are seeing France, the most skeptical state regarding this extension. We have heard from many French officials saying that they don't see a reason to grant this extension, that they want to get on with Brexit. They want to have this over with. It's been months of negotiations. They are saying that this is affecting their countries, their jobs and economies. So we are seeing some reluctancy from France into agreeing to an extension. But as we heard, they have agreed to an extension. So what France is looking for is for a short extension. We have heard reports of November 15 being the date that France is putting forward to this as this possible extension. On the other hand, we have other member states like Germany, for example, saying that a 3-month extension would be better. So that would be January 31st of 2020. That means that they could set that date as a maximum deadline for Brexit. But if the UK agrees to move on with its exit from the European Union, they could leave beforehand. So that's the vision that we're seeing within member states. Germany wanting to avoid a no deal at any cost, and France being a bit more reluctant in going through this again a third time. So as you can see, a lot of frustration from member states. But we also heard that the discussion on Friday and the discussion that's going to follow on Monday and Tuesday is also a strategic one on what will be better for the EU to decide, that it could impact the decision in the UK. Of course, officially they are saying that they don't want to have an impact in the UK politics, but what I have heard from EU official is that they are discussing what's the best strategy to try to get the British Parliament to accept this deal. So that's also something they're putting into account in deciding how long this extension should be.
All right, this might be a difficult question to answer, but what do we expect next and over the next few days, Mia?
So today, on Friday, member states also agreed to postpone this discussion until Monday. They will meet again, and they say that they will have a final official decision on granting this extension, for how long this extension should be, on Monday and Tuesday. And Tuesday is just 2 days before the Brexit deadline, so that's very close to the deadline. And what this means is that they are telling the UK, look, we are not going to decide this yet. We want to see what happens on Monday. Like you said, the possible date that the UK Parliament will vote on the possibility of a general election. They want to see what happens on the UK side, so they don't look like fools. They don't decide on a Brexit extension, and then the UK changes its mind with an election or a second referendum. So they want to make sure that the UK knows what they're doing on their side, and then they will give them their opinion on it. The problem is that the EU is waiting for the UK is waiting for the EU, and so we are in a deadlock yet again.